Stacy, this was nicely done. So one of the things that we are doing for the DNS Women is creating local chapters. You have a bookmark at the table that explains a little bit about it, but you will learn more if you go to our new website. The local chapters are very important because they give an opportunity for all of us at the local level make an impact with the women that we have around us. We have over 400 members in our database, and look around you, they are not here. They are not here because not everybody can attend ICANN meetings. But our network goes beyond what you see around you. So that's why local chapters are very important. We have few local chapter ambassadors, and if you are interested in helping us to develop that in your country, in your city, in your region, please come talk to me, talk to Wanda, talk to Cheryl, talk to Leslie, because this is the very important next step for DNS Women. How can we be more effective to help each other, reach out, share resources on a local level, so all our 400 members and many, many more in the future can benefit from what you have here today. So I'm introducing now Luciana Gasset. And Luciana, I hired Luciana to do our rebranding. And Luciana is an expert on rebranding and brand revitalization. Among many different talents, she is, Luciana is a professor at the Flagler University in Florida. And she has a brand new company that she's going to talk to you about. She's the principal of this company and has had many different international assignments working on rebranding and revitalization. So she's going to introduce you a fascinating process of how we came about what you will see today. And Luciana also has very generously agreed to give a special pricing if you're interested in any exercise regarding rebranding or revitalization or even branding, and you are a DNS woman, come to talk to her and she will do something special for us. Thank you very much.
Good morning, it's wonderful to be here today. And Carla and I met last year when we were working together in the fundraising that she did. My company is me and my business partner, and together we tried to sail through every branding project in every aspect, whether it's print or web, that we can possibly do it. And we love doing that, and I think that our differential is actually sitting down and listening to the needs and to the personality of each company that we work with. When Carla and I worked at that delightful fundraising last year, we had a blast, as you can see. And that was when I was introduced to the DNS Women. And when we started talking about it, we started naturally collaborating and talking about exactly what it is to be a woman in an industry that is so difficult, that is so competitive. And so the results of that first conversation is what I want to show to you today. And the first idea is, let's evolve the brand that's already great, and let's take it a step further. And we did this by aligning the processes that are already in place about DNS Women and recognizing what's unique about it. And when we're doing a brand assessment, we ask ourselves 3 questions. Can people look at it? Does it have attention? What is the understanding of the brand? And does it have resonance, which is a word that I can never pronounce in English correctly. And so, attention, look at that, that's DNS Women. That's a fantastic group of women that get together to network. Do people understand right off the bat what is it that DNS Women as a group does? And do we see ourselves reflected in the group? And so this is what makes a brand visible. And we started by looking at the mission statement. And a couple of things came across. This is an authentic organization, and that attracts and sustains its members, and this is really incredible. And everybody here is committed to the same values. and shares those same values of work. And so the first thing that I actually did was not to make an image, but actually make a tagline to further the resonance of the brand. Looking at the survey results, this year's survey about, I believe most of you got that survey, what do you expect the DNS women to do for you? Sifting through the results of that survey, we realized that there's 3 major points in this organization, which is let's connect, let's inspire, and let's thrive together as professional women. And so going back to synergy, and going back to what truthfully DNS does, which is the act of translating and synergy, and how can we package these two together, and create an imagery that relates to that, even if it is on an abstract level. And so how can we translate synergy? And so I started with a very simple method, which is just going to the dictionary and seeing what does synergy actually mean to all of us. And I loved it because it reaffirmed everything that I was already seeing, which is, it's an interaction of elements that, when combined, produce a total effect that's greater than the sum of its parts, which goes exactly to what you were saying, And so I was looking at 7 years, 7 continents. We have 400 members, and hopefully we'll get someone in Antarctica. If you know anybody, let's bring her in. And therefore I looked at a couple of mathematical models because DNS, we're translating words through a mathematical model, and you can tell that better than I can possibly do. And so I looked at a couple of ways of constructing a heptagon. The interesting thing about a heptagon is that it cannot be inscribed inside a circle with a compass. So, we are unique, and we cannot be, put on a straitjacket, which I thought was very empowering at the same time. So there's a couple of ways to build a heptagon, the Gnosis construction and the matchstick construction, and the third one being a constraint satisfaction construction, which is delightful because this is actually part and parcel with the C++ language. And so, and then we're looking at the work of Escher that really created a 3-dimensional plane for something that's flat. And so I thought, great, I have an algorithm now that I can actually generate an image, and an image that can somewhat portray synergy. Therefore, the heptagon with this kind of construction, which really, in an abstract way, evokes, women holding hands, and this synergy of inside out, constantly moving. From that point on, I decided to look into color stories. And when we're branding, as we'll know, something, we have to create a flat color, an inverse color, and we have to create, especially when it comes to the web applications, we have to create color schemes that can provide a hierarchy of, on the website, a hierarchy of information, so on and so forth. And so I was looking, the Pantone Institute is an institute that researches colors, and every year it forecasts what colors in the marketplace will actually sell. When the Pantone Institute launches a new color, it is not the process of coming up with a color and a color collection for each year comes from research that uses sociologists, anthropologists, scientists, so on and so forth. And the color for 2015 is called Marsala. And I thought that it was a great color because it's warm, it's passionate, it's alive, and I thought that would be a very good starting point to create the color scheme for DNS women. So looking at the logo and in full color, we see the logo on the left, and if we have to apply the logo in one color only, we see that on the right, and I created, and from the logo, I thought, okay, how can I make this a little bit more interesting so that we can see the 7 continents and the 7 years, applied to it. So what I did was I brought in the mathematical models of both grids from the matchstick construction and the Gnosis construction and the third one, and I overlapped them to create this kind of star grid. And that star grid is applied in as many instances as possible. And Carla was talking about the chapters, she was talking about the strategic planning for DNS women, and with that we started, just branching out the logo and the grid and creating creating these little pieces of information design that, again, this is the first drop of the new rebranding, which will be expanded in the future. And so we have screensavers, and we have a new website that works either on desktops or mobile applications. As you can see, the new website is in its infancy. We have the first level of it, and in time, every month, we are going to be expanding upon it, hopefully with your feedback. And so we have a new image that is built, hopefully, on Synergy, and it is a true representation of the DNS brand. And with that, we start having a lot of fun with all of the applications. Hopefully in the future we'll actually make t-shirts that we can probably wear, and then hopefully we'll get together in Marrakesh pretty soon. So thank you very much, and thank you for your attention.